I call this piece of brisket the fatty piece. This is the piece that's on top, and the lean piece is on the bottom. I would only use the lean piece if I were making it and have a sauce to be served with it. Otherwise, it's kind of dry. So for this, all that fat in there gives it the flavor. So you don't cook this every 3 weeks. Anyway, this time I'm going to make a rub with those ingredients. And instead of using sugar, which most rubs have, I'm going to use applesauce. Cut down a lot of calories and still have the sweetness. I'm going to sear the meat on top of the stove, and then I'm going to put it in the slow cooker. And I hope that the smoked paprika will give it that smoky flavor that you would get if you smoked it yourself. I'm browning the meat because I want the flavor, so I'm not putting the rub on yet. Medium fire. All I'm putting on there is salt. And it's a nice piece, not too much fat, just enough. And I have to cover this, otherwise my smoke alarm will go off. So that's the only reason I'm going to cover it, because this is going to give off smoke. Otherwise you wouldn't do that. So I'm just going to brown the meat and put the rest of the salt on this side. And then when I take this out, then I'll put the rub, and then I'll throw it into the slow cooker. And hope to make something similar to a smoked piece of brisket. So we just brown it a little bit on the bottom, brown it on the other side, and then we'll take it out. You don't have to watch that. The reason I didn't put any fat in there to brown it is because there's fat on the bottom, and that fat will slowly melt. Why waste oil or butter? You could do it in butter if you want the flavor. So see you when I put the rub on. Meanwhile, there's all the ingredients to the rub. Just blend them in nicely. If you have your own rub, use your own rub. All I'm doing is cooking a piece of brisket and trying to make it feel and taste like it was cooked in a smoker. So now I'm going to get the rub on there. This is the fatty side first. And then I'm going to place it in the slow cooker and put more rub on the other side and the applesauce. So I'm going to put a few spoonfuls of applesauce in the bottom here, because the fat side down is going in there. Well, it's been 2 hours. Let's see what we got here. What we have is a lot of liquid that comes out, some of it's grease, and it's feeling pretty good. Once you go like this and it loosens right away off the fork, then you know you're done. And what we're going to have to do, and we'll turn it now, is, since it has so much juice in there and it doesn't have the look that we're looking for, as soon as it's done, I'm going to put the broiler on, put this under the broiler just to brown it up a little, take the juices, reduce them, and then pour this thick juice over the meat, and it should look good. Even though it's going to taste good now, the aroma is nice. So we put the fork in. That's it, we're done. Now I'm going to reduce the liquid. I'm not going to recook the I'm not going to use the oven because the color on the meat looks good. But what I am going to do, pretty, is take this liquid, put it in the skillet, and reduce it. Now this reduction will only take a couple of minutes because it has a little body to it from the applesauce. And the meat, you don't want to cut it when it's really hot, just when it's hot. What I want to do is taste this. Clean the spoon off. Don't accuse me of double dipping. And this that is good. So now we will take this meat. I'll just leave this a little slower. Put that on the cutting board. And this is how it looks. So I hope you enjoy this.